platinumed 150 games over the years, some embarrassingly easy and some not so easy. So here are my 7 most painful platinum trophies that I have earned, and some of these literally made me want to end it all.
No.
Starting off with my most recent, and that was in Rainbow Six Siege. I had only played this game for a short while before eventually trying to get the last few remaining trophies on the list, which were to win with all operators and get 5 flawless wins in ranked. Fuck me, were both of these terrible things to go for. Firstly, all of the wins with operators seemed unobtainable. This was because I had to make sure I counted every win with each operator, but after having done all of them, the trophy still didn't pop. It didn't take long for me to realize that this was just a super glitchy trophy, because after one random win, I suddenly got it, but I still to this day have no clue why. But that wasn't as brutal as the other trophy for getting the 5 flawless wins in ranked. That was pure torture. I've talked about it before, but I played all of it in solo queue, and solo queue in Rainbow Six Siege ranked is just pure hell. I'm okay in Siege, but I can't hold my own due to the map and meta knowledge that you need, so I was really hoping each round to go flawless with the help of my random teammates. However, if we lost the first round, that's an entire match wasted. I only got the trophy miraculously after a lucky win and some 60 hours of playing solo queue ranked in Siege. Although I could blame my teammates for some of the losses in Six Siege, I only had myself to blame for Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Sackboy was a really fun game to play, like genuinely, the gameplay was fun, the collectibles were a breeze, the miscellaneous trophies were not too bad either, so I got every trophy out of the way quickly except for the one trophy that was remaining, and that was to beat the infamous Rip Snorter. It requires you to finish a 10-minute long time trial obstacle course in order to pop the trophy. I don't think I can explain how many times it took me, because every single time I would lose focus for just a second and then fail. You have 2 hits, which gives it some leniency. However, if you take a hit within the first couple of minutes, it's better to be safe than sorry to just restart. The only thing that kept me going was to just keep trying, and that's as simple as it is really. Each time you get just a little bit further until you eventually overcome it, and I can't express my joy when I finally popped that trophy after countless of tries. And whilst that game taught me to have extreme patience to keep going and trying, that was exactly what I didn't have when going for Sifu's Platinum Trophy. Because I hugely underestimated Sifu's difficulty. I went into it thinking that it was going to be difficult but fun and doable. However, I could not have been more wrong. The guide stated it as a 3 out of 10, but this game is easily a 6 out of 10, at least. I beat the first 2 bosses on the normal difficulty, which is the intended difficulty, but after discovering the easier not intended difficulty level, I quickly switched. But even then, I was still struggling. I am just terrible at fighting games, as I just tend to button mash, and it's a reason I don't ever want to attempt a Mortal Kombat or Tekken or something similar, because I would just get destroyed. Although I ended up beating the game in the end, when I looked at the DLC trophies to see if I should go for the 100%, I backed out faster than I could have and haven't gone back to attempt those since. Because when trying to beat Sifu, you need actually good skill to beat it on the intended difficulty, which is fine. However, Battlefield Hardline was difficult for a very different reason. It isn't your typical high difficulty game or whatever, but more frustrating because of 2 specific trophies. The first one to beat the single player campaign on hardline difficulty. I don't get scared of the highest difficulty requirements for any Battlefield game because usually they are just stupidly easy. This game, however, was brutal. I don't know what it was, but I struggled with this so much for some reason. There are the usual collectibles and stuff as well, but that didn't hinder me. The difficulty was just crazy in how fast I got locked onto and shot at. But that wasn't even the most frustrating trophy to go for, as one of the multiplayer trophies requires you to get kills with 2 specific weapons which take an insane grind to unlock. I wasn't going to spend time grinding those out, so I had to rely on killing people in the same lobby as me with the weapons I needed for the trophy, then pick those weapons up and then kill others with those weapons. That was the most ridiculous, tedious thing I've had to do in a multiplayer game in some time. Hoping someone was using the weapon I needed, then kill them, and use that weapon seriously just made me want to rip all of my hair out at times. But strangely enough, a game that made me more frustrated than that was Ape Escape. I had never played an Ape Escape before, so I decided to try it out during my Alphabet Challenge. It looked like a cute monkey catch game, but I was not prepared for what this game had in mind. Not only were the monkeys using a sixth sense to evade my capture, but the captures were made beyond frustrating because of the terrible controls. The game was literally just a port from the original from way back in the 2000s or something, and for some reason the controls were inverted and the button layout was the absolute worst. It made it impossible to play, which unfortunately resulted in me having to use some glitches and speedrun strats in order to achieve the platinum. Although everyone had to use the same controls in this game and it was the same for everyone, I have to mention a quick bonus platinum that was a physical pain to achieve, and that was Rage 2. The game, contrary to the name, didn't actually make me rage. It didn't have any frustrating trophies or gameplay, and it was honestly just a decent game. However, what I did have was a broken hand. I fell whilst trying to skateboard for the first time and actually go outside, and ended up breaking something in my hand, which meant I had to have a cast around it. Being the addicted trophy hunting gamer that I am, I wanted to continue playing, so I ended up putting myself through physical pain of holding the controller uncomfortably strange, ruining my scuff controller and my hand in the process. Because although I got the platinum with a broken hand, I ended up having permanent damage to my hand because I shouldn't have been using it to play video games. But oh well, at least I was still doing okay mentally. Well, at least I was until I started going for the platinum in Cuphead. I hadn't actually played many difficult games, so I needed a notoriously difficult game to platinum, and Cuphead did not disappoint in that regard, because those S-rank trophies were just absurd. You'd think you'd be on a good run to defeat the boss, only for them to just gangbang you into oblivion. It's ridiculous how hard you have to mentally push through these games to get the win. The good thing about it is that you can actually notice yourself improving, which is awesome to see, but to reach that you need to overcome a lot of defeats. And that's what annoyed me so much, because when you have to keep trying, sure you get better and further a little bit each time, but you're not actually making any progress, and that's what just pissed me off so much. I'm just really glad that as much as I loved Cuphead, I'm so glad that I'm done with it, because that game just frustrated me.
Fucking fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck this game, holy
However, the one game that made me think about giving up on my alphabet challenge, made me consider quitting going for platinums in general, and still gets me frustrated talking about it to this day, is New Tales from the Borderlands. I stress, I cannot describe how fucking absurd this game is to platinum. It looks like a Telltale game, right? Super easy. Wrong. It's not a Telltale game, and it's the opposite of easy. You need to get all of the different endings for the platinum, and that's exactly what is so fucking dumb. Getting different endings is possible by replaying the last chapter over and choosing the right dialogue options. But that didn't work. I kept getting the same ending I had already unlocked. So I tried it again, and again, and again. Oh, and again, and again. But to no luck. There was no way to know for me which ending I got until the very last cutscene in the game. It was so tedious. I was pressing the dialogue option I needed, watch a 10-minute cutscene, dialogue option, 10-minute cutscene, and so on. That kept going for hours. So tedious and dumb. I ended up caving in and replaying from further back in the story, which meant I had to replay almost half of the game after having already replayed the last chapter countless of times already. But that turned a 12-hour platinum into a 34-hour platinum. Imagine spending over 20 hours replaying the same chapter over and over again, just hoping it would pop, with no way to know if it will. I'm just so insanely glad I got it now, and will be cautioning everybody to not platinum this game ever. If you want to know about 10 other things that every trophy hunter hates, then check out this video. See ya!